Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome again in this session related to the mobile phone security. I am Dr. Divya Singh Rathod, Associate Professor, School of Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics, National Forensic Sciences University, which already have the status of the institutions of national importance. Now, today I have a plan to discuss about the Drozer framework, which is ultimately, I would say, it's a comprehensive security audit and attack framework for Android. Now, 3 points which you need to keep in your mind is the user word is the security audit, attack framework, and the Android. What does it mean that this is a complete framework? Using this framework, you can do the security audit of your Android application and the Android phone also. The second thing is when you do the security audit, suppose if you find any vulnerability, you can use the different payloads and the attacks which will be the part of the Android framework to exploit those vulnerability. And the third thing is the security audit and attack framework is not only for the Android application, but it is also for the Android phone. So this is a complete package where you can find where you can do a secure vulnerability assessment of your Android application. You can do a pen testing of your Android application, and this both the vulnerability assessment and the pen testing is not only for the Android phone, but for the not only for the Android application, but for the Android phone also. Now let's see that along with this approach, we till date have discussed the two approach. If you really wants to do a security audit, then the first approach we have discussed is a secure source code review. And for doing a secure source code review, what we normally do, we'll take the APK file, we'll do the reverse engineering, we'll get the Smalley code, and we normally use a compiler, Java compilers, to convert that Smalley code into the source code. So the first approach is we do the reverse engineering. Now there is one technical glitch in the reverse engineering is what if your binary code is locked, in the sense that even though if you use the APK tool or the JDGUI for the reverse engineering purpose, but if you don't get the source code, then what will happen? The second thing is this is a time consuming process. Take an example like you have the Android applications where you have more than, let it be, 100 activities, 100 Java files. Now opening each of the files, finding the source code, review the source code, is it? And the source code review is also not at all easy, because you should have the knowledge of a thorough programming language. Then only you can do a secure source code review. So that's a second technical glitch. The third one is it's a time consuming process. Okay. The second approach we have discussed is a trial and error. I would say that this is what I have given the name trial and error, in the sense that we'll open the activity, we'll take one functionality, we'll provide the input, valid or invalid input, we'll see the output, and accordingly we'll decide that is there a vulnerability is available or not. The second thing is, instead of providing the valid and invalid input through the interface or through the activity, there could be the way where we will intercept the request using the barb shorts. We'll again modify the payloads or provide the valid or invalid input, and then we'll see the response or output, and accordingly we'll decide that is there any vulnerability is available or not. So in this case we need to check each of the functionality. That's it. And the second thing is it is also the time consuming process. Yeah, I would say that these are the two issues, but yes, there is also the one more advantage. The advantage is there is a less chance of false positive in the second approach, because you'll add the payload, and then you will get the response, and you will, on the basis of the response, you will say that the vulnerability is available or not. So there is a less chance that you will get the false positive. That's the advantage of it. But this also have the second advantage. Disadvantage is you need to check each of the functionality, and the second one thing is this is a time consuming process. If application is very bigger, then it's take time. So yes, there could be a third option. The third option is to use a Drozer framework, which is a complete automated security audit framework along with the attack framework also. Yes, automated framework have its own advantage. The biggest advantage is they will automatically they automated the process of finding the vulnerability. They automated, once you find the vulnerabilities, you can use the automated way to attack all those vulnerabilities, and you will get the output. That's the biggest advantage. So even though you have the bigger applications, in that case you can use a Drozer framework for do a vulnerability assessment. Yes, this framework also, every automated vulnerability assessment framework also have the big disadvantage, that is a false positive, in the sense that the vulnerability which was claimed by any of the automated framework, we have to verify that the claim is right or wrong. But yes, you'll get the advantage is they will give you the list of the functionalities, list of the activities, list of the Android component, like this broadcast receiver have this kind of vulnerabilities, this provider have this kind of vulnerabilities, this service has this kind of vulnerabilities. So that will narrow down your approach, and you can focus on only on those vulnerabilities, and you can do a pen testing. Okay, let's see. So let's talk about the Drozer framework. Drozer, formerly prior it was known as a Mercury, is a leading security testing framework for the Android. Second thing is, it is open source software and it is maintained by the AMWR Info Security. The third thing is, the Drozer allows you to search for a security vulnerability. So it is a vulnerability assessment tool. You can find the vulnerabilities in the application and the device both by assuming the role of an application and interacting with the Dalvik virtual machine, other app IPC endpoint, and underlying OS. So why they are using the word is a security vulnerabilities in app and device, because the applications do communicate with some of the underlying OS services. The application could interact with the Dalvik virtual machine, and the applications could interact with the other application also. So this Drozer framework, it is not only do a vulnerability assessment for the applications, but when your applications, it also try to find the vulnerabilities when your application interact with other applications, interact with the Dalvik virtual machines, or they interact with the underlying OS. There is one more advantage is faster Android assessment, security assessment. So Drozer helps to reduce the time taken by Android security assessment by automating the tedious and time consuming task. So they will tell you that you can use an attack surface module of the Drozer. What the attack surface module will do, it will audit your Android application and it will tell you the list of the components which may have the vulnerability. So that's the beauty of it. Discover and interact with the attack surface exposed by the Android application. This is the advantage. The second one is execute the dynamic Java code on the device to avoid the need to compile and install the small test the small test script. I'll discuss these two advantages in the next slides. You don't need to do the reverse engineering of the application. You don't need to add any of the script in the application, even though the Android Drozer will do the Android security assessment. Okay. The third thing is test your exposure to public exploit, in the sense that the Drozer provides point and go implementation of many public Android exploits. And the second one is you can use this to identify the vulnerable devices in your organizations and to understand the risk that this pose. I think when we do the practicals, I think you may have a more clear idea. Okay, let's see that how the Drozer works. So here you have a Santoku. Instead of the Santoku, if you want, you can take the Kali Linux also. The only advantage of taking the Santoku is you'll find the pre-installed Drozer client inside the Santoku. So inside the Santoku, you will find a reverse engineering toolkit. Inside the reverse engineering toolkit, you can find the Drozer option. So you don't need to install the Drozer client in the Santoku. If you want, you can use the Kali Linux also, but in that case, you need to install the Drozer inside the Kali if it is not available. So this is what the Santoku, which will have the Drozer client. On the other side, this could be your device, or this could be your emulator. Inside the device or the emulator, you have to install your Android application which you want to test. So this is Android applications which you want, for which you want to do a security audit. or vulnerability assessment and the pen testing. So inside same in that Android phone or in that emulator, in our case is a Genymotion emulator, you need to install the Drozer server. I'll show that how do you install. Now what will happen is how the Drozer works. Let me tell you. So suppose if I want to do a pen testing of this Android application, I need to apply, I need to select the module inside the Drozer client, and that module will interact with the Drozer server. What the Drozer server will do on the basis of their module, it will talk with the Android application which was installed inside your Android phone or inside your Genymotion emulator. On the basis of their modules, it is a job of the Drozer server to apply the different logic to find the vulnerabilities from the Android application. After applying that logic, the Drozer will collect the information, and those collected informations will be provided to the Drozer client, which will be the part of your Santoku. So the beauty is the Drozer server won't expose any complexity to the pen tester. The Drozer server takes the headache to apply the logic on the basis of the module which a pen tester have selected from the Drozer client. Okay, after applying the module to the Android application, collect the information related to the different vulnerabilities and report that vulnerabilities back to the Drozer client. So hiding those complexity is it, and provide or give a ease to the pen tester is the beauty of the Drozer. So this is what the Drozer configuration is. Let's see that. I think if you check the latest version which of the Drozer is available is a 2.4.4, and Drozer community additions provides the raw power of Drozer through the command line interface. It opens a source software implemented by the MWR Info Security, released under the 3-clause BSD license, and can be freely downloaded from, and it is available on the GitHub. So we'll open this, I would say, this URL, and we'll definitely visit. So first one is the official website of the Drozer. So this is the official website of the Drozer. Now remember one thing, whenever you visit the official website of the Drozer, please see that here on the right hand side they have given download the Drozer user guide. So just click on it, you'll find the Drozer user guide, where in this they have given the explanation for everything. Like suppose if you want to install the Drozer inside the Kali Linux, then they have given the prerequisites are the JDK 1.6, very important, is it Python 2.7, and the Android SDK. Okay, the fourth thing is you should ensure that each of these tools should be, you need to set the environment variable for the Java and ADB. Okay, then they have given the, I would say, the steps to how do you install this Drozer for inside the Microsoft Windows. Just have a look at it for the Linux and other platform also. So they have the support for the variety of platforms. So just have a look at it. And the second thing is they have after installing the, once you complete installations in your Kali Linux or inside your Windows machine, they have explained that how do you install the agent. Actually agent is nothing but it is the Drozer server which you have to install inside your Android phone or inside your Genymotion emulator, which will interact with your Android applications which you have a plan to do a pen testing. Okay, now we'll back to our presentation. Okay, and let's see. Now if you just, if you move down, you will find here, you will find a different. Please choose the appropriate download for your platform. Now see, in the case of the Santoku, you don't need to install the Drozer in the Santoku because it is already available in the Santoku. This is the case like if you want to use a Kali Linux or the Windows machine. In that case, they have given for the Debian, Ubuntu, they have given the Drozer. For they have also provided in the form of the RPM, also in the form of the Python WHL option also. Okay, and here is, this is what our for us it is important, that is called a Drozer agent.apk only, in the sense that we need to download this apk file, because this is our Drozer server, or I would say that Drozer agent. So I have, if you want, you can click on it and the apk file will be available. Now the second options I have given is about regarding the Drozer user guide, that I already have shown this part of it. And the third thing is, here also you can find the agent, but if you want to know more about, then they also have given the GitHub link. So here they have provided the GitHub link. If you want, you can also visit this part. And here also they have given the explanations for, what are the prerequisite, how do you install for the Ubuntu Debian. So if you face problem with the original websites, you can also visit this page for more information also. Okay, so these are the three links which are, I would say, it's quite important. We'll go ahead then. Okay, the Drozer installations, I would say that Drozer client, which will be which we are using a pre-installed and available in the Santoku, so we don't want to install. The second one is Drozer server. As per the Drozer documentation, this is called a Drozer agent. So we will download the Drozer APK from this link and install in the Genymotion emulator. So let's see that I have already shown that this is what the Drozer agent is, and I already downloaded this Drozer agent. So let me move into, this is what our emulator is. Now remember one thing, in this emulator I have the Diva, for Groit, the Hard Financial, and the Insecure Bank 2 also, because I have a plan to apply this Drozer on all these three variety of application. Okay, so let me install the Drozer. So now as you can see that I have already downloaded Drozer agent 2.3.4, and this is what our emulator. We just need what we need to do is, either if you want, you can download this Drozer agent inside the Santoku. You can use a adb install command to install this Drozer agent inside the Santoku emulator. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to drag and drop. Okay, and when you do a drag and drop, what Genymotion is now your Drozer agent is installed. Now if you check this, I have wrote the instructions that how do you start and what things you need to keep in your mind. I already wrote here. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to follow these instructions practically. So you just click on it. Now here you can find the embedded server, and you just need to click on. Okay, so the started embedded server on the port number is 31415. So now my Drozer agent has started in the emulator here, in which I have installed three applications: Diva, I think the OWASP Godroid, and the Insecure Bank 2, which I want to do, for which I want to do a security auditing or a pen testing. So now we'll back to our, I would say, a Santoku. So my Santoku is up and running. Control Alt T. Okay, just a minute. Let me increase the font. Okay, so now whenever we start the Santoku, first thing we need to check is, does my Santoku can ping the Genymotion or not. It's a 44101. Okay, 192.168.44.101. Let's check that can I ping it or not. I am not able to ping, in the sense that I have the issues with the adapter, might be. Let me check. I have config. Okay, 192.168.43.144. It means that my Santoku has a bridge adapter. Okay, so I need to change this adapters into the NAT. So let me do one thing. Let me close the Santoku. Open the virtual box. Select your image, network. Yeah, it is a bridge network. Let me make it as a NAT. Was it? And let me again restart. So now I have restarted my virtual machine, and let me check that ping 192.168.44.101. Okay, now I'm able to ping my Genymotion emulator. So let me do one thing. ADB connect 192.168.44.101. So now we are connected. ADB devices, it is successful. Now what we have to do is, now we'll check our presentations. So now we need to start the Drozer on inside our Santoku. So you can do one thing. Inside the Santoku pen testing, in the reverse engineering, you will find the option is called Drozer. So just click on it. Okay, so my Drozer is working very well. Suppose if you don't find such options, and if you find that Drozer cannot found or command cannot found, then that could be the issues related to the Python version. That could be the one possibilities. And suppose if you don't want to start from the command prompt, sorry, from the menu, you can just write Drozer, and that will also start from the command prompt. Okay, now what we are going to do is, now once you start the Drozer, you have checked that the Drozer is working in the Santoku. The next step is to need to do a port forwarding after the connection. So what you need to do is ADB forward TCP 31414, and this TCP 31414, this is the port of your I would say the Drozer agent. Now if you check here, what you can say is, we have shown that the Drozer, the agent IP address, it was, I would say 31415 only. Just a minute. Yeah, this is Drozer agent, and if you see this embedded server is on and it is listening at port 31415. So what we need to do is, we just need to write in our Santoku, simplest way is ADB forward TCP colon 31415. This is and here we need to give the port of our Drozer agent, which is again 31415. Okay, so now we started listening. The port forwarding is also, I would say, established, and then we need to write the Drozer connect, or I would say, I have to check what we need to write is, we need to write the Drozer connect only. We just need to write Drozer console connect. Okay, so now I have my Drozer is started successfully, and you can see the Drozer prompt also. Okay, so because of that port forwarding, now the Drozer client inside our Santoku can listen the Drozer agent also. Now we'll back to our presentations and we'll check. I think I should write here, I forgot to write here, is Drozer console connect. That we need to try, then only your server will start. Okay, so now we'll check, we'll back to our presentation and we'll see. Now let's see that there are the Drozer have so many modules like we have in the Metasploit. Okay, so if you really wants to check the list of the modules, we just need to write the ls, which will show all the modules of the Drozer. And like take an example, like I'll say that ls. Okay, so this will this will provide us there are the huge number of modules that you can see on the screen, is it? And these modules are, if you scroll up, see you have the app activity related modules, is it? Info start broadcast related modules, package related modules. If you scroll down, the provider related modules, services related modules, web content resolver related modules, and the other uh, the pilferer related modules also you can get it. So I would say that this is you can I would say that you can expect that the Drozer is somewhat look like a Metasploit, because Metasploit is meant for both for the network and the web applications, but this is a smaller module of a Metasploit, or a smaller version of the Metasploit, but specific to the, I would say, Android application or the Android phone. So these are the list of the different modules are available. Okay, so the first one is the list that is used to show all the modules of the Drozer. The second thing is, now if you want to run any of the modules, then you just need to write the run and you need to give the name of the modules. If you want to run any modules, then you just use the run, I would say, a keyword. Like take an example like run app.package.list. So it shows all the packages of the application available in the target, in the sense that in the journey motion. Indirectly, it gives the information regarding the list of the application installed on the target. Now suppose you'll back here, let me go up and let me check that. See, for the packages, you have the app.package.backup. This will list the packages that use the backup API. App.package.debuggable, find the debuggable packages. App.package.info, get the informations about the install packages. Get the package launch intent, get the launch intent of the package. Package app.package.list, this will give you the list of the packages. So let's see that we'll try to run step by step. Then I would say that run app.package.list, and if you enter, see, this is the bigger list of the packages. Now remember one thing, these are the list of the packages which was available inside your target, in the sense that which is installed, which is available inside your journey motion. Okay, so indirectly we know that whenever you install any of the Android application, you will find the respective packages. Like take an example, if you just see at the last, you will find that, see, the Jacker dom ashim.diva. Now this is the package, it shows that that this is the package related to the diva. Now the questions comes is, when you write the app.package.list, it gives you the huge number of list. Now somebody says that I want to search the package for the specific keyword, then I would say that -f diva. Okay, so now what this -f will do, if you check this one, I have given the explanation also, that -f, that search the package which may have a string diva from all the packages. So as you can see on the screen, that you can find that jaka-ashim.diva. Now once you find the package, now somebody says that I want to know that this information about this package, then I would say that run, and you can say app.package info -a and jacker.package ashim.diva. Okay, could not find the package. I think I did some mistake. So I think I did some mistake. Let's see that could not find the package name. There's a mistake in the package name. So this will give you the package information. The application label is diva. The process name, version, where it is stored, it is in the slash data partition. APK path also he has given, so you will get the information about the APK. The second thing is there is no shared library, there is no shared user ID, and the beauty is this will also give you the list of the permission that this application takes the permission of write external storage, read external storage, and the internet, and other things also. So this is what the way you can get the information about your application. Now let's see, well, back to our presentation. Now the third thing is, after getting the informations about the specific package, if you want to see that the application is debuggable or not, that also you can check. Then instead of debuggable, so it's a run app.package.debuggable. Okay, see, when you run the options like debuggable, this will give you the list of the Android application whose debuggable flag is unable. Just enter. What you can say is, you can find that the first one is a com.android.insecure bank 2. For these applications, the debuggable is unable, and these are the list of the permissions that this application has. The second application is called com.mwr.dz. This is ultimately your Drozer, and for that they also have, this is also the debuggable applications whose internet permission is available. Same in the case of the diva, this is also the debuggable application, and the third one is the permissions related to the diva. We also have one more application, that is a forgot. This application is also debuggable, and these are the list of the permissions which the forgots wants. So the beauty is, using the debuggable or the info, you can you'll also come to know that the applications no they need access of which kind of permissions. Okay, now let's go ahead with we'll continue with our presentation. Then we'll see that if you want to know the attack surface, means what kind of attacks can be performed, or I would say that list of the vulnerability, then we just need to write that run app.package.attack surface, and you just need to provide the name of the package of the application. Then we'll write that run app.package.attack surface, and we need to provide the package name chakra.asim.diva. Now this will shows that there are three activity which has a vulnerability. They don't find any broadcast receiver which has a vulnerability, but yes, he has found, I would say, the one content provider he has a vulnerability. So I would say that in total we are going to find the 4 attack surface, in the sense that 3 activity which are vulnerable for some kind of attacks, and the one content provider, this could be vulnerable for the different kind of attacks. Now I think we already have the name of the Godroid also, so we can also try. Let me provide the package name org dot wasp dot. Okay, see, in the case of the forward, I think we have the 4 activities: one broadcast receiver and one service is exported. So there are in total, I would say, 6 vulnerability. Now we'll check for insecure back application. Let's see. Okay, oh, they have there are 5 activities which was they exported, one broadcast receiver exported, and the one content provider exported. So in total there are going to be a 7, I would say, the vulnerabilities available. So this is what the way you can, I would say, uh, find you can do the security audit of any of the application instead of checking each of the activities, broadcast or the content provider. Okay, now let's see that in the, now we'll continue with, we'll take the one of, like, we'll take the content provider and we'll try to exploit the content provider using the Drozer. Then you may have a more idea that how do we use the attack framework of your Drozer framework. So let's see some more options. I think if you write just a list command, you'll come to know that I think there are 2 more options that we have to check. The first one is, I think we have checklist manifest file. Okay, that if you wants to view the manifest file of any of the applications, that you can view it. And the second one is we'll check, that is called the backup. So this is the backup. It will list the packages that use the backup API. So we'll check. The first one is we'll check the manifest file option, and I think then we'll check the option related to the backup. So you just need to write run app dot package dot manifest, and you need to provide chakra dot asim dot diva. So here what you can say is, you don't need to take a attack of reverse engineering Smalley code, Java code, and here you can see the, I think the backup file, sorry, the manifest file of your Diva application. Likewise, you can see the, I would say, the manifest file of other application also. I don't remember the name of the applications, but yes, we can do one thing. Let me check that. We'll do one thing with that will run the debuggable. I think debuggable. I think in that case we can get the name of the package also. So if I want to check that what about I want to see the manifest file of this one, you can say run manifest file, just remove it, and we'll do the paste, and what we'll do is enter. You can check the manifest file of your any of the applications without doing the reverse engineering and other things also. If you want, you can also check for one more application. Let me do one thing. Let me again run the debuggable. So I can get the application, one more name of the application, that is our com.android.insecure bank 2, and we already have debuggable. Sorry, yeah, we can. This is what the way you can easily view your manifest file. Okay, so this is what the way you can check the manifest file. Okay, now let's see the list. I think we have, okay, we have to check one more option, is called the backup. Okay, here they have given the option is called backup. Okay, app.package.backup, and this will list the packages that uses the backup API. Okay, and remember one thing, this backup package is not specific to any package name. but you can run directly run app.package.backup, and you can run, and let's see that what output do we have. Okay, so these are the list of the packages which they normally use a backup API. Okay, and in some of the cases, like in this case, I think the com.android.vending, you know, if you have the backup agent, then you can get the name of the backup agent also. In some of the cases, you don't have the backup agent also, and you don't have the API key also. But if you check, I think in 2 or 3 cases, I am able to get the API key. Let me go up and let's check that do we get the API key or not. No, I am not able to get the API key in any of the cases. Okay. Okay, so that's what the one more option is. Now let's me check list, and so these are the options which is available. These are available with related to the package. Okay, I would suggest that you should check some more options also. You'll get some more idea. Okay, and now we'll do one thing. We'll try the SQL injections on the provider vulnerabilities which we have found using the attack surface. So we'll see the practical related to SQL injections. I think if you check my presentations, you will find the explanation of all the steps which I'm going to perform. As I told you that there are two ways to identify the injection. We know that in the case of the injections, the first thing which we need is the URI. Okay, so first task is to find the URI, and once we find the URI, we start querying each of the URI, and we'll try to see that does that URI give the error in the response or not. Okay, so once any of the URI which gives an error, then we would say that yes, that URL may be vulnerable for the SQL injection. So the first thing is what we are going to do is, if you check, I think in if you see the help or the list, the modules, there is one module available is called the run app.provider.find URI, and the find URI that is used to find the content URI from the package which you have provided. Okay, so what it will do, it will that will provide the list of the URI. So as you can see that I think when we run the program, we will say that how many URI I can get, but in this case we are going to get the 4 URI. So once we'll get the URI, there is one more module available in the Santoku that is called the app.provider.query. Now what this module will do, this module, it will query each of the content URI. Okay, and what we need to check, that we need to see that does this URI provide any error or show any error or not. So what we need to do is we just need to take each of the URI and we need to query each of the URI. Okay, so we'll try with our Santoku. So let's me back to our Santoku. So this is what is Santoku. If you like list, you'll come to know that the modules are available. Now see, for the provider, I think we have the module is called find URI. Find the reference content URI in the package. Once we find the URI, what we'll do the query to each of the URI, that is query a content provider. Okay, now for that what I need is I just need a name of the package, and I would say the best way to get the package name is you can use the app.package and debuggable. Okay, and if you enter, this will give you the list of the packages, I think. So okay, this is what the package name is. So what we are going to do is we are going to write the run app dot. Now we'll work with the provider. Our intention is to find the SQL injection related vulnerabilities. Then you need to write a find tab and you need to provide the name of the package. So if you want, you can easily, I would say, copy it and paste it, and let's see that. So it starts scanning the Diva package, and as you can say that you will find the 4 content URI. Now what we are going to do is we are going to query each of the URI. For that we just need to use the app.provider.query tab, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of the URI and let me pass that URI here, paste it, and let's see that do we receive any error or not. Okay, I don't think that I have received any kind of error. Is it home office? Oh, when I did the URI, I found some of the interesting details. Is it? And this is related to not, and it is very surprising. It is very surprising that you just have provided the content URI, and what this app.provider.query has done, he has retrieved those nots. Is it? We'll try to do one thing. We'll run this second URI also. I think this should this content provider, it should not show this information in front of us, obviously. So let me write the second part, paste. Let's see that. Okay, this is called the unknown content provider, so it's not working. Let me take the third URI, copy it, and let me try this one also. Oh, it also shows the same error. Let me take the last content URI and let me try to do the same thing. Oh, okay. So in this case, I'm able to get the details even just using the content provider. I'm able to get the details from the files. Okay. Now remember one thing. Sometimes what will happen is, if you have the 100 URIs, take an example. It is very difficult to query each of the URI, content URI. So this is the first way that you can, I would say, you can take each of the URI and you can query each of the content URI. But remember one thing, my intention is to either to find the output or either I can find any kind of error. Was it? So this is the first way. The second way could be, instead of doing a query to each of the content URI, you can do one thing. There is one I would say model is available that is called a scanner.provider.injection. That is called test the content provider for SQL injection vulnerability. Okay, so that also you can try. So let me, instead of doing a query to each of the URI, I can do one thing. I can run this module, scanner.provider.injection, and here I need to provide the name of the package with option -a, chakra.sim.diva. Let's see that what will happen is, it started scanning, and what it shows that this is not vulnerable, means the not paid provider, this content provider is not vulnerable. And what he's trying to show is, you can see that there is no vulnerability. But remember one thing, the automated scanner also have one problem that is called I would say false positive. So they are saying that these two URI which you can see on my screen, they are not I would say vulnerable. But we can do one thing. We'll try some other methods to find that does the claim which is done by this scanner.provider.injection is right or wrong, or it is the false positive. Okay, so now before we will move ahead, you can find that injection in projection and injection in selection. Is it? And this shows that no vulnerabilities. Now first we'll understand that what is the meaning of the projection and selection. Then what we are going to do is, we are going to query each of the URI with the selection and the projection. So to understand the selection and projection, let me move to my presentation. And remember one thing, understanding the selection and projection. The projection means choosing which column or expression the query shall return. I'll give one more example. Suppose my query is select a comma b comma c from foo bar where the x equal to 3. Now in this case a, b and c is a projection because choosing which column returns. So a, b, c is the projection, and where x equal to 3 is equal to, that is called the selection. So where clause considers in selection, and the column which will be written according to the where clause, that is called a projection. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use a same provider query. Now remember one thing, I used a scanner provider module, but it won't show any kind of vulnerability. So what I do is I just want to do a double check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a app provider query module only, but with the selection and the projection option. So what we are going to do is we're going to write this run app.provider.query, provide your URI, content URI, and then just pass as and just the selection and try to put the single quotation at the end. If this will show any error, it means that this content URI is injectable. Okay, so what we normally do, then we'll try the same query with the projection. Okay, and we'll see that which one will show the error. So let we'll back here, and what we're going to do is we are going to write app.provider.query, and what I need to do is I just need to take any of the content provider. So let me take this content provider, copy it and paste it, sorry, and then what we are going to try is we are trying selection. Okay, and in this, and let's see, so it will shows that the title comma by select star from nodes where something is like this one. Okay, that is so one kind of unrecognized token. So let's see that. I think what we did is we just write the selection and we try to put the single quotation at the end, and we'll see. Now we can find that we can have the order by error. So I would say that this URI is injectable. Now instead of the selection, I can try with the projection. And let me try. This is also shows error, order by error, in the sense that could be this URI is injectable for both the selection also and the projection also. Now remember one thing, they'll say that unrecognized token. Suppose if you made a mistake like this, comma, then you can get the syntax error. Now remember one thing, we don't find the syntax error, but we find that the order by clause is collapsed because of this the tilde sign. Is it? So this is not a syntax error. So here you can see that in this case you got the syntax error only. It means that these two URI, I would say they are vulnerable for the SQL injection. So I think we have tried only the nodes only. Now we'll say that we'll take some other content URI also, and let me try. Okay, so let me try the same with the other content provider. Now I don't remember the name of the content provider. Yes, but we can do one thing. We can run this find URI again to, if you forgot the name of the content provider. So let me try. I think we have tried in the nodes. Okay, we can try this one. Let me copy it, and this is what the query with the projection, I would say that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just insert that URI here only. I did nothing, but I just pasted that part. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is also, I get the mistake, I think. So what you need to do, you need to take each of the content provider and then you need to try this one. Selection. Let's say that, oh, we also got the order by. So I think all the content provider which is available in this available here, I think they are vulnerable for SQL. Now once you will come to know that the content URI is vulnerable for a specific, I would say, the SQL injection vulnerability. Now what we need to do is we try to use the same content provider to query or to find the list of the tables. Okay, so what we'll do is, let me do the query to provider query, and I think the content provider which we have taken is with, I'll take this one because this has shown an error. Sorry. And what we need to do is we just need to, we'll try with both. Like, let me try this with projection, and then we need to pass the query. Okay, that is from SQLite underscore master, where type, I don't know, is there a space or not. Let me try this one. Table, and okay, so I think we have brought the content we have provided. We tried the projection also, and then we wrote the query is the from SQLite underscore master. This table contains the information about the different tables where the type equal to in the double quotations table, and we have ended with the semicolon, and then at the end we have passed our, I would say, the comment character, and then we'll see that it will run or not. Let me do some optimization. So sorry, I have just optimized the query and I have found the above result. I just wrote that app.provider.query, then you have to give the URI of your content provider, dash dash, don't put space, so it's a dash dash, then you don't put a space, projection space double quotation star space from SQLite master, where the type equal to table. As the table is a string, I have put those string in the single quotations, then I put a semicolon dash dash a double quotation. So now when you run this one, this will give you the list of I would say the tables. Okay, and as you can see that you can find the Android metadata. Okay, and you will come to know that this is what of our interest. We are interested in the nodes table. This is looks like, this is the user defined table. Sometimes what will happen is when we start doing the programming or when we start studying the database management system, the people, they will normally teach us the way of programming, in the sense that if you have a master table, you need to write mst underscore login, mst underscore user. Okay, so whenever you do the SQL injections, try to find the tables with the mst underscore master underscore. Okay, so this tables looks like that. This is the user defined table. Okay, now once we received a table, okay, suppose if this will not work in some cases, then I'll say that you should try with the selection. Okay, and enter. Now see, in the case of the selection, I am not able to I would say fire a query, but I got a success in the case of the projection. So I do suggest that you should try the selection as well as the projections, and the sometimes the selection works, sometimes the projection won't work, and you have to do this exercise for each of the queries. Now once you got a success to find a table name, now our next job is to retrieve the detail of that table. So for that I would suggest that run, and we will use a same I would say module, that is a query, and then we need to provide the content provider. I'm going to take this same content provider, so I'll say that copy and paste it. So I'll just say paste, and here to query that table, either you can I got a success in the case of selection projection, so I'm going to write a projection, and after that we need to provide the table name. So it is called star from knots and semicolon. You can also try dash dash and double quotation. Okay, and let's see that can we get the success or not. Yes, we got the success also. So we just what we did, we have queried this content provider, and we with the help of the projections we are able to see the content of your table. Now remember one thing, suppose if the projection won't work, I would suggest that we can go with the selection also, and in this case we are going to we failed. Okay, now we know that when you do the run and app.package, and if you try this one like a debuggable, and if you run, you can find so many packages. So you can do one thing, you can also try the same the scanner, I would say, with some other packages also. So we already have this package with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write run scanner dot provider dot injection dash a, and let me write the name of this package, and we'll see that can I do I find anything interesting or not. Okay, they'll say that no vulnerable URI found. Okay, I will do one thing, let me try the same one, let me try the same, and let me execute for the second app. Now I have run I will say the scanner. Let me do one thing, let me find first the URI, then app.provider dot find URI, and we just need to provide the name of the application. So let me do copy it, let me paste it, and let's say that the no content URI found. It may possible that these applications may not have any URI. That could be the one possibility. Now let me do one thing, let me take one more application, that is insecure bank. They may have any kind of URI. Okay, so this is what the package name. So let me copy it, provider.find URI, and let me post this one, and let me see that can I get the URI or not. So it is, oh, we got so many URI. I think we got almost this many URI. Now let me do one thing, let me do the scanning for the SQL injection. Then for that, I think we have the scanner dot provider dot injection dash a, and I need to provide, I think it is already there in the case, so let me paste it. Let's check. So it is doing the scanning for it. Oh, so they will also show that not injectable. Okay, but we know that this could be the false positive. So what we are going to do is we are going to do the query of each of the content URI with, I would say, the selection or the projections. Let me try to query it simply let me query it, let me see that what we'll get. Provider dot query, and let me take the first content provider, copy it and paste it. Okay, I am not able to get a success. Now let me remove this part only. Now let me take the second one. Okay, and let me copy it and paste it, and we'll check that can I get the success or not. Could not get the provider client for this one. Okay, I'm not able to query it. Now let me take this one also, okay, and copy it, paste it, and let's see that the same. I think do I do any kind of mistake? I think no. Okay, I'm not able to query it. Let me take this one also. See, the query is even without using the SQL injections, if we'll have the content URI, if you use a provider.query, that content URI will return the values from the table also. So that could be also considered as an vulnerability. So that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just query and try to find, okay, I'm not able to get a success to do that, to do that. Now let me do one thing. Now we'll use a same content provider query, and what we are going to do is we will try with I would say the selection and projections and try to find the error. Okay, so I would say the selection. Let's see that it shows that the unknown URI. Instead of that, let me try the projection also. This will shows the unknown URI. So what I'm going to trying to do is I'll tell you that try all those different options. Let me try the scanning, and let me scan the applications for the SQL injection. Then I'll say that the scanning dot provider dot injection, and what I need to do is I need to provide the name of the package. I think the name of the package is available. Just a minute, let me check the package name. This is what the package name is, and I'll do one thing. I'll copy it and try to find that this package is injectable or not. Paste it and let's see that. Okay, I think I have done some mistake. Let me check. I think the mistake which I did is I have forgot to pass the flag. Scanning, so they will say that not vulnerable. It means that this URL, they are not vulnerable, and I'll also try to query each of the URI. So what I do suggest is first try to query the URI. If you don't able to find any response, I'll do suggest that you should use a scanner, and you can use a query with the projection and the selection with each of the content provider. Even if you don't get the output of it, I will do suggest that you should go with the scanner.theprovider.injection. And if you get a success, then you can try with selection projections with those provider query, and you can try to find the table name, and you can query those table name also. So this is what I would say the detail about the Drozer. Now remember one thing, if you check, there are so many different models available also. See, the find a table accessible through the SQL injections vulnerability. That also, if you want, you can try. What you need to do is you just need to write the scanner.provider.sql tables, and you just need to provide the name of I would say you need to provide the name of your package. You can also find the traverser. Okay, so this test contain providers for a basic directory traverser vulnerability. So that also you can try. So I think for that it's very simple. It's just write run scanner.provider.traverser, and we know that the name of the package is jacker.sim.diva. Can I find the directory traverser vulnerability or not? Okay, so let's see that. Unrecognized argument. I think I did the mistake. Let me check the mistake. So I think I did the mistake is like I need to provide the flag A in between, and when we tried, it shows that there is no vulnerabilities is available. Even though if you try, you can try also this scanner provider.sql SQL tables dash A, and let's see that. See, this is what the accessible table for the URI content. He has given directly the name of the table. That using this URI, you can directly access this list of tables, and using this URI, you can get the access of this list of tables. So let me do one thing. Let me try. The run pp.package debuggable, and let's see that. I just need the name of the package, then I'll say that run app dot sorry, the scanning, so I'll say scanner dot provider dot SQL tables, and let me try this package. Let me check that. Can I is there a possibility that we can find? Sorry, I forgot to put the flag A here. Scanning, no result found. Let me check with one more URI, one more package name, that is called insecure bank 2. So I did the copy and let me paste here also. Okay, paste. Let me check that it is scanning the insecure bank 2. Oh, we got a very good result. See, if you check that when I tried this scanner dot provider dot injections, we are not able to find the URI which is vulnerable for for the SQL injections. But we found that now this is the URI, which is using this URI you can access the names. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me try this URI. Okay, and let me try to query it. Run app.package.query, provider dot query, and let me try to query this. Okay, and let me get I got something. Okay, now let me do one thing. Let me try the projection and that kind of injection. Don't put space here. Selection, and what we are going to do is we are going to put this one. Okay, I may find the order by close. I'll do one thing. Let me try with the projections. Do I find the same thing here? Projection. Okay, I got again the order by name. Now let me try with I would say that let me try with the selection and try to find a table name. Selection, and I would say that we'll try with a star from SQLite underscore master, and where type equal to in the single quotation table, and then we need to add this with semicolon dash and the double quotation. I hope that okay, it shows that the single quotation error. Let me check what's the problem. So let me try with we have tried with the with the selection. Okay, order by close, we have received an error. Let me try with the projection. Yes, so I got a success. What a success is when we try with the selection, we have received an error, but when we tried with the projection, we got a success, and the success shows that these are the list of the tables. Now I already found one table is called names. So now let me query this table names, and we know that how to do it. So we'll do one thing. I'll remove this one. I'll say select star from I think it is a names only. I would say semicolon dash and double quotation. Okay, and we are able to get the values. There is no value stored, but we are successfully able to get the table name. So I would say this is what I think you can try with different modules. You can try with the Drozer. So along with this, you can find so many other important, I would say, modules. So I suggest to go with. Let me back to our presentation. So I have given the notes for everything here, notes here only. So I'll suggest you to go through it. I think this is enough for today. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet in the next sessions with some more practical. Thank you. Bye.